Thank you for taking a call and this training to work in one of our refineries Local 50 supports. Local 50 has been around for 130 years. Our trained professionals have built and maintained the refineries we've worked at with pride and skill and a shared responsibility to our customer, our contractors, our members, and our communities. We take great pride in the work that the UA does at the refineries.
This training video is not intended to replace the training your contractor or the refinery will give you. This video will give you a basic overview of how the refineries work and what is expected of you when you take a call or assignment to work there. Our mission is to take a call, make a good living, be profitable to our contractors, give the client a good product, and prove that skilled union labor is always the best choice.
%65% of large construction jobs are over budget and behind schedule. The UA has large-scale jobs that are ahead of schedule, on budget right now. 1,700 UA members on job sites, and we're right on schedule.
As a business owner, when you hire a mechanical contractor for your project, you want it done right the first time, and you expect it to be done on time, on or under budget, and without any headaches. To do this, you need a quality workforce that is safe, reliable, efficient, and productive. That's just what you get when you hire a contractor signatory with the United Association. Over a decade ago, the UA and our signatory contractors created the Standard for Excellence, a labor management commitment to uphold the highest industry standards in the workplace to ensure your satisfaction. It is part of our Built on Excellence philosophy that represents the core values of our organization.
The Standard for Excellence was created so that we could sell ourselves and give our commitment to the end user that we cared about their bottom dollar.
This is a promise made by both workers and contractors that they will be held accountable for their performance on the job. No excuses, no mistakes, no shortcuts.
You can be average and you can get along in this world, but if we're going to excel and we are going to take on the world, we need to be excellent.
Everybody understands that we're held to a real high standard. We get paid like professionals. We should act like professionals. So we do police each other.
And the members are actually stepping up to the plate now. When they see one of their brothers that isn't holding up their end of the deal, they'll go and talk to them and say, hey, that's not how we do it, guys. You know, this is how Union Craftsman does it. This is how the UA does it.
When I first got into construction, I learned some lessons early on that for us to be successful on big projects like this, we absolutely have to partner with labor. The Standard of Excellence, as simple as it seems, gives us an opportunity to sit down with the members of the UA, with the members of our management staff on the site, and lay out the expectation and sit down and say, how are we going to achieve this job? How are we going to partner together? And how are we going to make sure this job is a success?
The Standard for Excellence was created to assure that by using the professionals of the United Association, quality, safety, and productivity are guaranteed on every job, every day.
There's a financial benefit for the end user. There's a financial benefit for the UA member. There's a financial benefit for the contractor. It's win-win all the way around.
The Standard addresses every concern, from showing up on time to making sure that tools, supplies, and equipment are there when they're needed. It's a promise to stay drug-free, to respect each other, and to work as efficiently and safely as possible.
The Standard for Excellence has shown that end users and our contractors and our members have the ability to get along and get through these projects better, faster, with higher quality and better productivity.
When we say Built on Excellence at the UA, we're talking about the fundamental principles that are the core values of everything we do. From how we train our apprentices and journeymen and utilize the latest technology, to how we act on and off the job site.
When apprentices and journeymen come into the local union, we educate them on the process so that every member knows our commitment to the industry.
When we commit to Built on Excellence, we're committing to more than skillfully completing jobs. We're committing to safety, quality, and productivity.
Most recently, in the last 2 or 3 years, there's been more emphasis in the industry on safety, on quality, and that brings in all the basic points of the Standard of Excellence.
We sit down and we bring in folks from the owner's representative, the trade partners, and our craft workers, and we actually go through the document and we talk about what the document is, what the meaning of those words are, and align around them.
Built on Excellence is a platform that we use as our core value. It has underneath it the standard for productivity, the standard for safety, and the standard for excellence. And that's our commitment to the end user every day on every job.
The UA is committed to helping you succeed because your success is our success.
From the outside, an oil refinery looks like a small city. A city composed of pipes, tanks, and towers. But if you went inside, you might be surprised to find one of the most technologically advanced industries in the United States. Here, engineers and scientists have figured out how to turn raw crude oil into the valuable fuels, lubricants, and components we need to make millions of products. Refining begins with a process called distilling. After oil is superheated, it becomes vapor. The vapor is fed into the distillation unit. As it rises and cools, the vapor turns back into a liquid. Using stacks of trays, the liquid is easily collected and separated by weight. The lighter and medium weight liquids require less processing before they're ready to be used in cars and trucks. The heavier liquids need more processing to become useful. A process called cracking is used to maximize the usefulness of heavy oil. Heavy oil has long strings of carbon and hydrogen molecules. Using a catalyst, these molecules can be broken into smaller chains, transforming the heavy oil into lighter, more valuable fluids. Reforming is a process that increases the amount of gasoline produced from crude oil. One of the products separated in the distilling process is a liquid called naphtha. The number of carbon atoms in naphtha is about the same as the number found in gasoline, but their structure is more complex. Reforming rearranges the naphtha molecule, turning it into a usable, gasoline-like molecule. Blending is a process of mixing different refinery products to make finished petroleum fuels. Gasoline, for example, is blended to achieve octane standards, creating the grades of gasoline you see at the pump: regular, mid-grade, and premium, that are necessary to meet the needs of specific engine types. Treating is a process used to produce cleaner gasoline, which helps protect both the environment and our health. Gasoline molecules contain impurities like sulfur that can be removed. When the molecules are heated and come in contact with a special catalyst, a chemical reaction occurs that strips the sulfur away. These sulfur compounds are used as fertilizers and in pharmaceuticals. Nothing goes to waste in a refinery. In fact, by expanding existing refineries and improving their efficiency, we've increased production of refined products by more than 40% since the 1970s. So the next time you drive by a refinery, think about the scientists and engineers who are helping to efficiently transform raw crude oil into the fuels and products we use every day. Their innovative work helps keep prices low for the many things we use in our daily lives. And think about how refining, like other types of manufacturing, supports entire communities. Put it all together, and you'll see how refineries keep America moving.
The following segment addresses your PPE clothing and equipment requirements. Steel toe or composite boots with a defined heel. FRC or fire retardant clothing as your outermost layer. Gloves specific to your task and weather. Hard hat and safety glasses. Earplugs. And H2S monitor. The required permits are a contract between you and the operator. For the plant and contractor, they detail the work to be performed, the hazards present on the job site, the safeguards in place, who will be doing the work, and who will monitor the work being performed. When performing any hot work, a hot work permit will be required. All hot work will require a fire watch trained in the use of fire extinguishers. All confined space activity will have a separate permit with criteria specific to that task. The Job Safety Analysis, or JSA, is a legal document confirming you understand the task at hand, the hazards associated with the task, and the proper ways in which to eliminate the hazards. If at any time during your project the conditions change, you'll be required to evaluate your permits and the JSA, and revise them accordingly if necessary. Operators will check your permits, making sure everything is in order. They will then go with you to the worksite, where they will review the conditions and expectations of the job. Operators will make sure the system and area are safe for you to perform the work with your permit and work order. Be sure to put your hands on the system or tag it in some way so you know where you are to perform your work. Operators will make sure all valves are in their proper positions, blanks are installed, and lockout, tagout, or other safeguards are in place. Operators will open bleeders and drains and rod them out to ensure it's safe to proceed with the system you are working on. Never take anything for granted. Make sure you physically double-check all safeguards that are in place before proceeding with any activity. And be aware of your surroundings and others working in your area. Make sure you have the proper tools for the job. Make sure you have the proper blanks, parts, studs, nuts, and gaskets before you break anything. Always wear a face shield and proper PPE. Break the flange away from you and down in case the product starts squirting out, so you'll avoid getting product on you. You will be able to safely retighten the flange. Check your surroundings. Will the line shift and be supported when you break the bolts loose? Never take any bolts all the way out until you see the flanges have been separated. If you're installing a blank or pancake, you only need to take out one fewer than half the bolts to get the blanks and gaskets installed. Always replace the gasket with a new one. Make sure it's the proper size and series for the flange you're working on. The gasket should touch the bolts all the way around the flange. Align flanges to within 1/16 of an inch all the way around and parallel to each other. 4-point. Using the torque sequence, tighten the flange. Double check your work. Then clean up after the job is completed.
Thanks for watching this training video. Just a few things we'd like you to remember as you move forward on this project.
If you don't know, stop and ask.
If something doesn't seem right, stop and ask.
Always communicate and be aware of your surroundings because conditions can always change.
Be on time and be productive.
Know your muster point and your contact in case of an emergency.
Take responsibility for your work.
And always be safe, make a good living, and go home to your family and friends better than you came in today.
Welcome to Local 50 and our refineries. Remember, skilled union labor is always the best choice.